because I don't think we have a visible timer in the room. Oh wait, we can get one on. But I don't know that it'll come up there. So I can also, I don't know if you'd be able to see it from here. So I'll let you know when you have 1 minute and then 10 seconds left. Does that work?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chairman, Jeff Joseph, Council District 5. I'm speaking today on C30 and Sheriff's Department related items. C30 is a solution, Madam Chairman, in search of a problem. The rationale is based on partisan bias and seems to be inherently inconsistent with other activities undertaken by one party because they don't like the politics of the current Pierce County Sheriff. The existing legal and investigative remedies available to members of the public who have an issue with the Sheriff's Department have no potential bias and no concern and no current overload of duties. An investigation leading to an investigation is essentially what the new amendment would do. It creates an investigation, it creates an executive department to look for problems whether they exist or not. The existing process is much less biased because it's not in search of a problem. The position selection, the position is inherently biased because in order for the person selected as ombuds, they have to find issues to justify their job. The selection process is inherently biased because it uses partisan influences such as the executive, the Bar Association, which is well known to be heavily favored toward one side of the political spectrum. It also uses judges that would potentially have conflicts with future cases they would decide, and so there's creating a bias there, and I don't understand the reason for no law enforcement representatives. Beyond that, this is legislating, not correcting a charter. The Charter Commission really should not be looking at spending county money on a new position when the county currently doesn't fund the Sheriff's Department adequately in any way, shape, or form. This is the most underfunded Sheriff's Department from a standpoint of officers in position, salaries offered to them in the state of Washington, and quite frankly, it's a national issue. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. Next we have Brian Raybold and then Brandy Herbert.
Good evening, Brian Raybold, Furcrest, District 4. I was born and raised here, lived in Silica my whole life growing up, and then got married 40 years ago. My wife and I live in Furcrest, and I don't recognize this place anymore. I don't know where you people came from, but we elect our sheriff. You know, I hear a lot. One of my favorite little, I don't know if it's a cliche or euphemism, is our democracy. I hear this, our democracy. But here you are trying to crush our democracy. We voted for Sheriff Keith Swank, like him or not. There's a process for recalling him, I think, and there's an election coming up where we can vote for someone else. That's democracy. That's representative democracy. These games that you guys play, and by you, I don't mean another euphemism, the party in power. No, Democrats, state Democrats are not practicing representative democracy. They are practicing authoritarianism. And the one little piece that they can't control is the county sheriff. So they're trying all kinds of schemes to get rid of the county sheriff. You're just one of the schemes. Don't play along, don't participate. Practice true representative democracy, not these little games. You are American citizens, not Washingtonians, not Democrats. Thank you.
Thank you. Brandy Herbert and then Keith Swank.
Good evening, Madam Chair. I'm just going to make this really short. I've been a citizen of Gig Harbor since 1986 and raised my children here, and was very happy to be in a community where family meant something. Having good foundation and a place to feel that you're safe and comfortable and confident
Can you share which proposal you're speaking
Oh, I'm
to?
sorry, about the sheriff's department. I know that there is a need for more sheriffs. I know that I know that security and safety is a huge issue for people, and there are a lot of areas around us that are probably suffering more than anything else. But I would say that in order for us to not get to that point, we need to make sure that we, as a community, continue to support our sheriff's department, and that means to keep the ability to be able to elect a sheriff versus going to an appointment of. I just think that that is part of being a citizen, being a voter, and being able to have that community and that ability to continue to have a safe environment. Thank you.
Thank you. Keith Swank and then Yoni.
Keith Swank, District 3, C40 Ombuds. The proposal being considered by the Charter Review Commission to create an Ombuds office for the Pierce County Sheriff's Office appears to be little more than virtue signaling. As proposed, it lacks meaningful authority and accountability measures, making it an ineffective layer of bureaucracy rather than a solution to any identified problem. This is purely political gamesmanship. If you really want to make a difference and keep politicians honest, you would suggest an ombud for all elected officials. This is designed specifically to control the sheriff. If this passes, as long as I'm sheriff, the Pierce County Sheriff's Office will not participate. If the county executive is ultimately responsible for appointing the sheriff, it raises an important question. Why is a separate ombuds office for the sheriff's office necessary at all? The ombud is designed to intimidate the sheriff to do the bidding of the executive, but it will have the opposite effect on sheriffs who have intestinal fortitude. It's very important that the sheriff's office be independent of the executive office. Almost daily there are reports of fraud in various government agencies. We need to look no further than what has happened in Olympia. We need independent sheriffs to hold dirty politicians accountable. This proposal would also have a negative impact on recruitment. Law enforcement agencies across the nation are already facing significant hiring challenges. Adding another layer of external oversight that many prospective deputies may view as unnecessary or politically motivated could further discourage qualified candidates from pursuing a career with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you. And please a reminder to everyone in the room that we want to make sure that we're not making comments for or against anything that anyone is sharing. All right, next I have Yoni and then Diane Nelson.
Hello, my name is Yoni Kaczynski. I've never really spoken at any of these things before, and I don't know what number is for what, but I'm here to support the sheriff. I think that independence of the sheriff is important. I think that law enforcement is one of the most important things that a government does, and why would you not have one of the most important positions be directly accountable to the people? It's just kind of like, talk about democracy. Well, democracy is like you have a choice. So either they make a choice you like, or they make a choice you don't like. But why are you taking away the choice? Like, imagine if Keith Swank there was 10 Keith Swanks here. Imagine who they would pick. Probably not somebody you would like. So, you can't have it both ways, right? So let the people pick. They might pick who you like, they might pick who you don't like. But you shouldn't be taking away their ability to pick. So that's all I have.
Do you mention which district you're from?
I think it's 6. Where's the university place? 6, 7, 4? Okay. Sorry, I'm not an actor. Thank you.
No, very good. Thank you. All right, next I have Diane Nelson, and then following will be Ann Jolie.
Yes, hello. I want to thank you for having the public forum for us to be able to come to speak. I'm here to speak about the sheriff issues, and I would like to make a comment about the initiatives. I am a firm supporter that the sheriff is an elected official, and we, the people of this state, have the right to elect officials. And you should not be taking away things that are our rights. That is unconstitutional to do so. And speaking of unconstitutional, I would just like to say that when we, the people, work very hard on collecting initiatives, and they are passed, and they are voted, yes, by the people, And then our Congress or legislative district, I'm not quite sure if this would apply here, but I don't know where else to say it. Initiatives that we voted on yes to pass or no not to, the state just goes and does what they want anyway and disregards our vote. That is also unconstitutional. So please stop doing those things. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. All right, and just clarification again, the Charter Review Commission only reviews the Pierce County Charter and then has proposals that will go on the ballot for everyone to vote on. So that is kind of the scope of our work here. All right, Anne Jolie, and then next will be Emily Anderson.
Hi, I didn't prepare anything to say tonight, but I'm sure you're all aware of what happened two weeks ago when we had a candidate who was put on the ballot, Mike Solon, for County Council District Number 7, and then at the last moment removed by the auditor's office from the ballot. That was a charter amendment wording issue. He did have to spend, I think, $14,000, $15,000 of his own money to take that to court, where that was won, and the judge found that it was unconstitutional, and they did put him back on the ballot. So I am asking that you review the language in the charter and remove the language that the judge found to be unconstitutional, so that people like Mike Solon, who want to run for county council, do not have to go to court and spend that kind of money to run the race. The second thing I'd like to say is we do not want to appoint a sheriff. We like to elect our sheriff, and that is the right of the people. Thank you.
So again, everyone, please refrain from any acknowledgement of support or disagreement with what someone is sharing. Next, Emily Anderson, and then Michelle Peterson.
Emily Anderson, District 1. I'm here to talk about pretty much all the amendments, especially the ones that give the executive more power. You know, a lot of people are here cheering on inappropriately because, well, we're kind of tired of this, and we have no voice. The last meeting didn't come up online until last night, and now there's technical difficulties taking out the public comment. If anyone wants to hear the public comment from last week's meeting, my cards to my YouTube channel are on the table. I've been looking through the voters pamphlet from when you guys ran for office, and I find it kind of ridiculous how you guys state things about open and transparent governance and working together. Like half of you were endorsed by Indivisible, no kings, but here you are, half of you were.
So, which proposal? So, excuse me, I will need to clear the room if folks cannot abide by the rules that we have set for this commission.
This commission doesn't abide by the rules, and you are telling us to abide by the rules.
Amen.
What are you even talking about?
So I have made it very clear. Excuse me.
Abide by the rules.
So I'm going to need to ask everyone.
This is horse pucky.
This is open public comment. We are very much here to hear from the public and have had public comment at every single meeting that we have held. I appreciate that folks are here. I really am glad to hear from everyone, but I do ask that you abide by the rules that we have announced very clearly at every single meeting. Thank you so much, and if you could please tell us which proposal you're speaking to.
Oh, was that my?
Nope, I paused you.
Okay. All of them. So, the ones dealing with giving the executive more power. We could know which numbers they are and where they're at if you would update your website. But it's not updated. I can talk about C22 or C38.
That would be great. Thank you.
The ones that aren't updated online because they're not going to the ballot. If this is kind of a big deal, and you guys aren't, like, all these people are here today because you aren't doing your job, and we elected you to follow the Constitution, follow the rules of the state of Washington, and here you are. I served you guys with a cease and desist order asking you for basic open public meetings rules, and you blatantly ignored it, and then you doubled down by taking out public comment and having technical difficulties. This is complete crap that you're doing. And we'd like some answers. As I was interrupted, half of you guys are indivisible, half of you guys follow the Constitution, but no one stepped up last meeting to address it, and it's kind of ridiculous. So anything you guys propose, I think, is crap. I'm tired of, there's low voter turnout because no one has any courage anymore, and it's frustrating. You know, someone should have stepped up and been like, hey, What's going on here? But no one's stepping up and doing anything. We don't vote because we can tell that you guys don't care. That's all I got.
Thank you. So Michelle Peterson, followed by Steve Chartman.
So this is the first time I've ever spoken to anybody on one of these theatrical productions. You guys can sit here and play your games with your Keith Swank and the sheriff stuff and all your little funny shenanigans you like to pull on us. But at the end of the day, we can see that you're losing because you're lashing out and acting like children across the country. And we, the people, are sick of it. And we're going to just enjoy watching you fail every single day. Because we're here to stay. We are not going anywhere. We are done playing games. You're either going to go by what the people want or you're out. And that goes for sheriff, that goes for voters' rights. Yes, they should have to have an ID, and we're going to keep our sheriff. Thank you.
Thank you. Steve Chartman, followed by John Higley.